GOP Representative Tim Murphy resigns from Congress after reportedly urging mistress, Rep. Tim Murphy, RPA, the embattled anti-abortion lawmaker who allegedly encouraged his lover to terminate a pregnancy, on Thursday announced his plan to resign from office later this month, just a day after announcing his plan to retire following the 2018 election. The Pennsylvania Republicans' about-face came after House GOP leaders and senior Republicans upped the pressure on Murphy to step down. Republican sources familiar with Murphy's thinking said the married father of one child initially believed he could weather a story in the Pittsburgh Post Gazette, revealing he had sent a series of text messages to his girlfriend, a psychologist half his age, encouraging her to have an abortion. Murphy has been a strongly anti-abortion lawmaker during his 15 years in Congress. This afternoon, I received a letter of resignation from Congressman Tim Murphy, effective October 21, Speaker Paul Ryan said in a statement. It was Murphy's decision to move on to the next chapter of his life, and I support it. But many senior Republicans did not believe Murphy could, or should, survive until the end of his term. Several top Republicans said Bryan, who met with Murphy Wednesday evening to discuss his future, also wanted him to step down. GOP insiders also were worried that additional damaging stories could surface involving Murphy and his office. The Post Gazette revealed that his staff was in turmoil for years, with the congressman yelling at aides and throwing folders. As I said last night, the circumstances surrounding this situation are extremely disappointing to me, National Republican Congressional Committee Chairman Steve Stivers said in a statement. But Stivers predicted that Republicans would easily hold Murphy's district, despite the scandal that destroyed the GOP lawmaker's career. The NRCC is undefeated in special elections this year and I'm supremely confident that will continue, the Ohio lawmaker said. In the meantime, we look forward to seeing how national Democrats can spin yet another special election loss into a so-called moral victory. The sudden furor surrounding Murphy brought a wave of detractors eager to tell of their mistreatment at his hands during his time in Congress. 5 former Murphy employees contacted Politico to share stories of inappropriate behavior by both Murphy and his chief of staff Susan Moskowitz. Those included tales of staff being berated as worthless and stupid. Others told of being forced by Moskowitz to take the stairs instead of the elevators as punishments for underperforming. Republicans believe the matter could become an ethics issue that would trigger an investigation and distract from GOP messaging. With Murphy set to resign in 2 weeks, any ethics probe would end as soon as he left office. Throughout Wednesday, Murphy held a series of private meetings with other GOP lawmakers as he sought to save his career. Pennsylvania GOP reps Charlie Dent and Bill Shuster huddled with Murphy in his office on Wednesday afternoon, but would not discuss what was said following the private session. By Thursday morning, Murphy began to understand those complications and would drafted a resignation letter. Murphy's departure from Congress is expected to set off a scramble to replace him in what is a safe GOP seat. Democrats signaled that they have very low expectations of making a competitive run there. Pennsylvania's 18th congressional district is a reliable Republican stronghold, but the grassroots energy behind Democrats has proven powerful this year, and we will be closely tracking this district and special election, said Meredith Kelly, communications director for the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee. In Pennsylvania special elections, the state central committees for both parties select primary nominees, rather than through a primary vote. Pennsylvania Gov. Tom Wolf, a Democrat, will set the special general election date, which some political operatives believe will occur on the same day as the regular primary date next May. I'd assume the governor would put it on primary election day of next year, said Mark Harris, a Republican consultant in the state. If that's the case, there would be 2 ballots, a special election ballot and a primary ballot. In theory, a candidate could win the special election and another candidate could win the primary. 2 Republican candidates announced their bids on Thursday: State Sen. Gary Seth Ayler, a former judge and Iraq War veteran, and State Sen. Kim Ward. Local operatives also named State Rep. Rick Saccone, who's currently running for the U.S. Senate, as another potential candidate. 3 Democrats were already vying to take on Murphy before he resigned, including Pammy Alvino, a veteran who picked up an endorsement from Vote Vets on Wednesday. But Democratic operatives said they expect more candidates to jump in, naming Matt Smith, president of the Greater Pittsburgh Chamber of Commerce, State Rep. Dan Miller and Westmoreland County Commissioner Ted Koppes. Rep. Tim Murphy told House leaders Thursday that he will resign from Congress later this month, a day after the Pennsylvania Republican announced that he would not seek another term amid a personal scandal. House Speaker Paul Ryan, RWIS, said he had received a letter of resignation from Murphy, effective October 21. It was Drive Murphy's decision to move on to the next chapter of his life, and I support it, Ryan said in a statement. We thank him for his many years of tireless work on mental health issues here in Congress and his service to the country as a Naval Reserve officer. I've spoken with Tim quite a bit last couple of days, he said. I think it's appropriate that he moves on to the next chapter of his life, and I think he agrees with that. The resignation of Murphy, a clinical psychologist and Naval Reserve officer, comes after a news report claimed that the married Republican had asked a woman with whom he had an extramarital affair to get an abortion. After discussions with my family and staff, I have come to the decision that I will not seek re-election to Congress at the end of my current term, Murphy, 65, said in a statement Wednesday. Murphy first publicly admitted in early September to having an affair with Shannon Edwards, a woman half his age, a revelation that dealt a blow to his re-election prospects in 2018. Murphy was first elected to the House in November 2002 and is serving his 8th term. In a January 25 text message obtained by the Pittsburgh Post Gazette, Edwards said Murphy had zero issue posting your pro-life stance all over the place when you had no issue asking me to abort our unborn child just last week when we thought that was one of the options. According to the paper, a text response from Murphy's cell phone number that same day said that his staff was responsible for the anti-abortion messages. I've never written them. Staff does them. I read them and winced. I told staff don't write anymore. I will. Murphy is a member of the House Pro-Life Caucus and was a co-sponsor of a Republican bill approved Tuesday that bans most abortions after 20 weeks of fetal development. Murphy helped write a major overhaul of mental health programs that passed through Congress last year. He is a senior member of the House Energy and Commerce Committee and chairs its Oversight and Investigations Subcommittee. Murphy represents a district in southwest Pittsburgh that is solidly Republican. The nonpartisan Cook Political Report rates it as having an 11-point Republican lean. The district voted for Trump by 19 points over Hillary Clinton, 58-39, in the 2016 presidential election. While I am extremely disappointed in the circumstances surrounding Congressman Murphy's retirement, I remain confident that PA-18 will remain under Republican control next year, National Republican Congressional Committee Chairman Steve Stivers said in a statement Wednesday. The Washington Post's Mary, who contributed to this report,